Okay, let's do a more complicated CRI. We're going to do a CRI with 3 drugs for a patient that's going to go into surgery. So this is going to be to help control pain. So we've got our dosages right here. We've got dextromethorphan and ketamine. And right here we have the dosages. Okay. And then right here we have the concentrations. So these are the dosages. Not to be confused with dose, because a dose is how much we're going to give, and a dosage is the calculation for that. And then again here, these are the concentrations of the drugs, so we can figure out the volume that we're going to be added. Okay, and then we've got ourselves a patient, which is 25 kilograms here. We're going to be giving a fluid rate of 100 mils an hour, so we're not calculating a mil per kilogram here. It's already done for us as 100 mils an hour. And we're going to be putting this into a volume of 500 mils in a bag. So you can start off doing your calculations. Either you can do your drug dosages first to the milligram amount, or you can start with your fluid calculations here. And if we start with this, then it's going to let us know how long this 500 ml bag is going to last. So let's go ahead and do that first, because then it'll allow us to go ahead and figure out our mils that we're going to add in this section here. So let's start off with our fluid. Okay, so essentially what we're going to do is we're going to take the size of the bag, which is 500 mils, and we're going to divide it by the rate of fluids. Or if we're going to set this up with dimensional analysis, remembering that we're looking for how many hours this bag is going to last. So we're going to set it up so that we've got our hours on the top here, and we're going to get rid of our mils. So you can see here that our numerator and denominator are both mils. So we can go ahead and cross those out, and that's going to leave us with hours, which is exactly what we're looking for. So 500 divided by 100 mils is 5. So this bag is going to last us 5 hours. So this is important information for us to be able to do our drug calculations up above. So now that we have that, we'll keep that right here. Now that we have that, let's go ahead and start doing some of our drug calculations. So let's start with dextromethorphan. Okay, so we've got dextromethorphan. We said our patient is 25 kilograms. And let's use dimensional analysis for this. We can go ahead and we can do it pretty much all in one go, in one equation, as long as we set it up properly. So we've got 2 micrograms per kilogram per hour. Now, and our drug concentration is in milligrams per mil. So I can't just plunk that in yet. I need to do a conversion. I need to get my micrograms into milligrams. And there are 1,000, so this is our conversion factor, 1,000 micrograms in 1 milligram. So now we can go ahead and we can add our, our concentration of the drug. So 0.5 milligrams in 1 ml. And then remember we said this bag is going to last us 5 hours. So once we have the mil amount, we can then times it by 5 hours to get the total volume for the 500 ml bag. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We've got 25 times 2 times 1 times 1. So some people like to do everything on the top first. And you can go divided by 1,000, which equals 0.05, divided by 0.5, which equals 0.1 mils. And remember, this is per hour. Put that there. And if we want to make sure that we've set up our equation, let's go ahead and cross out all of everything that's in the numerator and denominator. So our kilograms is gone, our micrograms is gone, our milligrams is gone, and we're left with mils per hour. So that lets us know that we've set up our equation correctly. So 0.1 mils per hour times 5 hours is going to give us 0.5 mLs. Now let's do the next drug. We're going to do hydro. So we said hydro is going to be 0.02 mg per kg per hour. Okay, so hydro, 25 kilograms. Let's just go back to make sure. 0.02, 0.02 milligrams per kilogram per hour. And our drug, it was in 10 mg per ml strength, so we don't need a conversion factor. So 1 ml was 10 milligrams. Okay, crossing everything out, just going to give us our mils per hour times our 5 hours equals, so we've got 25 times 0.02 divided by 10, which is 0.05 mils an hour times 5 hours, which gives us 0.25 mLs for the 500 ml bag. Okay, so what's our next drug? All right, so we've got this one up here. So our next drug was ketamine at 10 micrograms per kilogram per minute. So 10 micrograms per kilogram per minute. Okay. So, and because we're trying to figure this out for a number of 5 hours, let's go ahead and say there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. Okay, so that's going to give us our micrograms per hour instead of minutes. And then the ketamine concentration was in 100 mg per ml, if we remember that. So we need a conversion factor again. So 1 milligram is 1,000 micrograms. Now we can go ahead and we can plunk this in. So we've got 1 mil is 100 milligrams, which is going to give us our mils per hour, and again times 5 hours. Okay, so we've got 25 times 10 times 60 divided by 1,000 divided by 100, which gives us 0.15 mils per hour times 5 hours, which gives us 0.75 mils for the 500 ml bag. Okay, so now that we know we've got our 500 ml bag, how are we going to make up the CRI? So because we calculated everything for an end volume of 500 mils, that means we have to remove the fluid volume that we're going to be putting into with drugs. So we've got our 500 mils minus our 0.75 mils minus our 0.25 mils, and we said the other one was minus 0.5 mLs. So that means we're going to remove 1.5 mils from the bag. So you go 500 minus 1.5 mils from the bag, which is going to give us 498.5 mils of fluid in the bag, plus our 1.5 mil of our total drugs. Okay, and that all equals 500 mils. So we know we've done our calculation correctly.